Demonstrators have taken to the streets across the US for a second day to vent their anger over Donald Trump's presidential election victory. They fear the billionaire businessman's political triumph will deal a blow to civil rights. Mostly the protests were peaceful, but police declared a riot in Portland, Oregon, as a demonstration turned violent in the northwestern city. Elsewhere, demonstrators blocked traffic in Minneapolis and Los Angeles. Denver in Colorado saw one of the largest protests. Hundreds marched in Dallas, and people again took to the streets of New York and Washington.
Slave anyway! You ain't old enough!
Blacks would not be here if people hadn't owned slaves back in the day.
And tell me
lighting the flame on the international stage, building to new heights on this world, and soaring beyond its limits. Whether in outer space, the Arctic outer continental shelf, or on your local store shelves, China is making its ambitions known.
It took all day, but more than 170 countries signed the landmark Paris Accord on climate change today. The ceremony took place at the United Nations in New York. Secretary of State John Kerry signed for the United States, with his granddaughter joining him. Beforehand, he acknowledged the deal falls short of its stated goal.
The power of this agreement is not that it, in and of itself, guarantees that we will actually hold the increase of temperature to the target of 1.5 degrees or 2 degrees centigrade. In fact, it does not, and we know that. We acknowledge it. The power of this agreement is the opportunity that it creates.
Each nation will set non-binding targets for cutting emissions of carbon dioxide and other gases by 2025. The U.S. target is up to 28% below 2005 levels.
President Obama entered the United States into the Paris Climate Accords unilaterally and without the permission of Congress. This agreement gives foreign bureaucrats control over how much our energy and how much we use right here in America. So foreign bureaucrats are going to be controlling what we're using and what we're doing on our land in our country. No way. No way. We're going to cancel the Paris Climate Agreement and stop. Unbelievable. And stop all payments of the United States tax dollars to UN global warming programs.
Biological weapons are those defined as being living organisms, either bacterial, viral, or protozoic, that infect either an environment or host organism such as animals or humans. Usually, the toxins of living organisms are considered non-biological and fall within the purview of the third category of chemical weapons. There are 4 kinds of bioweapon: bacteria, viruses, rickettsia, and fungi. Their main purpose is to reproduce in the host victim and incapacitate and be highly contagious or easily transmitted. Bioweapons are generally taken from nature, although there have been attempts to manufacture them. They are designed to infect soldiers or civilians or livestock and crops to destroy large populations. The kinds of disease or bacterium that have either been used, studied, or weaponized include, but are not limited to, anthrax, Salmonella enterica, Q fever, Rift Valley fever, psittacosis, bubonic plague, typhus type 3, cholera, melioidosis, Lassa virus, Yersinia pestis, plague, yellow fever, Ebola. Others include Marburg virus, tularemia, brucellosis, glanders, Shigella, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, Japanese bee encephalitis, and smallpox.
Hours after a lorry ploughed into a crowded Christmas market in Berlin, German police are now saying it was a deliberate act. At least 12 people were killed and around 50 more were injured in what many are calling a terror attack.